This video is to show you a little more detail with the Colt 7.62 by 39 millimeter magazines and how the fit of the 7.62 by 39 millimeter round is different in the magazines than 5.56 millimeter is. Here on the left, I have two Colt factory magazines. One is a 5-round magazine that uses a standard 20-round 5.56 millimeter magazine body. And here on the base, it says 7.62 by 39. Also notice here, it's got a rivet put through the base plate. This magazine cannot be disassembled. Well, it can be if you break the rivet, but and then it only holds 5 rounds of 7.62 by 39 millimeter ammunition. And I have an identical magazine here that I have loaded up with 5 rounds of 7.62 by 39, and we'll talk more about that here in just a minute. Then here's another 5-round magazine. It is marked 7.62 millimeter on the follower with the white dot. And then the base just says Colts Manufacturing, Hartford, Connecticut, USA. No other outstanding features. So you can use a regular Colt 20-round magazine or any 20-round magazine if you have a upper receiver conversion kit, or if you've bought a Colt carbine or rifle that did not come with magazines. But here's what you will run into. This is a 20-round magazine. I could only get about 8 rounds in it. And here's a magazine with 5.56 millimeter ammunition magazine in it. You can see how, because the 7.62 by 39 millimeter cartridge case tapers, it fits different in the magazine. Notice how the bullet is much closer to the magazine wall than it is here with the 5.56 millimeter rounds. And another important detail is when you look at loaded magazines, notice here on the 5.56 millimeter magazine, the next round in the magazine, or the first round, depending on how you want to look at it, it sits higher in the magazine due to the smaller cartridge size than the 7.62 by 39 millimeter does. And the problem that creates when you are firing rounds in the weapon cycling is that bullet, it hits the lip of the magazine here and will create a feeding issue. Again, this magazine here has about 8 rounds in it. It's a standard 20-round unmodified magazine. Now we go back to the Colt factory 5-round magazine that I mentioned a few minutes ago. Let me get this round back into place. Very, very hard to move the rounds in this loaded magazine because it puts so much tension on the spring. So 5-round magazine here, about an 8-round magazine here. And notice there's a slight difference in how the rounds sit. Because there's less tension over here, it doesn't force the top round in the magazine over against the magazine wall quite as far. When you look at it head on, again, because there's not as much tension on the spring, this round in the 5-round magazine sits higher than it does over here in the 8-round magazine. That helps prevent some of the feeding problems when the weapon cycles. So really, you don't accomplish anything by taking a standard 20-round magazine and shoving more than 5 rounds of 7.62 by 39 millimeter in it. You're better off buying a factory magazine from ASC or C Products Defense or USA Magazine if you can find it to get more reliable performance. The C Products magazines are very good. The ASC magazines are supposed to be decent, and I've also been told that D&H makes a 7.62 by 39 millimeter magazine. So hope this helps and gives you some additional perspective on using a Colt factory 5-round magazine versus putting 7.62 by 39 millimeter rounds in a unmodified 20-round GI magazine.